The incident unfolds near a forest edge in the Pokrovsk sector. A Ukrainian drone identifies 3 Russian soldiers moving along the tree line. As the engine noise echoes overhead, the soldiers scatter in panic. The drone selects the last man in line and releases a munition, disrupting his movement. It then shifts focus to another soldier, who attempts to evade by changing direction repeatedly, running in irregular patterns to complicate the approach. Moments later, the drone drops another munition ahead of him, cutting off his path and knocking him to the ground. Despite the impact, he regains his footing and continues running while the drone maintains steady tracking from above. He looks back several times, clearly aware he is being followed. His movement becomes uneven, suggesting a leg injury. After a prolonged effort, he reaches a dugout entrance and collapses from exhaustion. A fellow soldier emerges and pulls him inside under continued aerial observation. The following incident takes place near a forest edge in the Zaporizhia direction. A Ukrainian drone identifies a Russian soldier standing inside a shallow trench beside the tree line. As the engine noise carries through the area, the soldier remains completely still, relying on immobility to avoid detection. From above, the position is already confirmed. The drone adjusts altitude, narrows its angle, and continues its approach. Despite the lack of movement below, the concealment fails. The drone closes in and commits under steady aerial observation. The following footage unfolds inside a forested area in the Lyman direction. A Ukrainian drone identifies a group of Russian soldiers positioned behind tree trunks for cover. After confirming the coordinates, the operator releases a munition toward the cluster. Following the initial impact, several soldiers appear injured and are assisted by others who attempt to treat wounds while the drone maintains steady overwatch. Once regrouped, the unit disperses in visible panic, scattering through the trees and repeatedly changing direction to complicate tracking. After a prolonged attempt to flee, one soldier slows and stops, visibly exhausted. The drone adjusts position and releases another munition. In the aftermath, the soldier appears to suffer a leg injury, repeatedly holding his lower limb as the aircraft continues controlled aerial observation. The following incident unfolds after dark in the Zaporizhia direction. A Ukrainian drone observes a group of Russian soldiers moving into a trench line. Several descend into a dugout, while one soldier remains outside, crawling along the trench toward the entrance. Just as he nears the shelter, a munition is released and detonates at the trench edge. Not far away, another munition is dropped onto a separate dugout. In the aftermath, several soldiers emerge in visible confusion, attempting to reposition. Nearby, 4 Russian soldiers are seen clustered close to an armored vehicle, seeking protection beside its hull. The drone confirms the grouping and releases another munition toward the position, continuing the engagement under sustained nighttime aerial observation. The next situation unfolds near an abandoned farmstead in the contested Avdiivka direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identifies a lone Russian soldier moving with a rifle in hand. Finding the barn doors secured, he climbs through a side window and disappears inside. The drone maintains steady overwatch, holding altitude and confirming that no other movement is present outside. Within moments, a second Ukrainian strike drone is redirected to the coordinates, accelerating toward the farm structure to reinforce the operation from above. Inside the building, the soldier moves carefully between shadows and broken beams, appearing to search for a defensible corner. He remains unaware that every step is being tracked from above. Overhead, the drone hovers above the roofline, adjusting slowly to remain outside his line of sight. It descends along the outer wall and aligns with a visible gap in the damaged roofing. Inside, the soldier adopts a ready stance. The drone accelerates through the opening and commits before he can react, concluding the engagement under direct aerial observation. The following incident unfolds along a narrow trail leading toward the outskirts of Donetsk, inside a forest scarred by previous fighting. A Russian soldier moves carefully along the path before suddenly stopping and looking upward. He realizes he is being observed by a Ukrainian drone. Panic sets in, and he runs along the trail toward a nearby shelter. As he approaches the entrance, the drone releases ammunition, knocking him to the ground. He appears unable to stand. Moments later, a fellow soldier rushes out from the dugout, pulls him inside, and retreats under continued aerial observation. During a patrol on a key access road towards central Pokrovsk, a Ukrainian drone spots a group of Russian soldiers gathered beside a light military truck. The vehicle appears disabled, leaving them exposed. From above, the operator verifies the position and initiates the strike under direct aerial observation. A Ukrainian drone identifies a Russian T-72B3M tank equipped with a KMT-6 mine-clearing roller halted near Yampil in Donetsk Oblast. The position is confirmed and relayed. Drones from the Apache Tactical Group of the 81st Air Assault Brigade arrive in sequence, committing repeated strikes that disable and destroy the armored vehicle under sustained aerial observation. The following operation takes place inside a heavily damaged village in the Chasiv Yar sector of Donetsk Oblast. 2 Ukrainian soldiers are assigned to clear a basement in a ruined house where Russian troops are believed to be hiding. Moving carefully through debris and shattered walls, they secure the approach and begin calling into the basement, ordering anyone inside to surrender. Controlled bursts and firm verbal commands reinforce the demand while maintaining distance from the entrance. After several tense moments, a shadow appears in the doorway. A Russian soldier slowly steps out, lowers himself to the ground at the threshold, and signals that he will not resist. Seconds later, a second soldier emerges from the darkness and raises both hands, also surrendering. One Ukrainian soldier advances cautiously, inspects their gear, and removes weapons and hazardous equipment. Once the search is complete, the detainees are escorted away from the ruined structure. Outside the village perimeter, a Ukrainian drone maintains overwatch, guiding the movement. Both Russian soldiers appear wounded, walking unevenly as they follow aerial instructions toward a secured Ukrainian defensive position, under continued observation. Inside a trench line in the Chasiv Yar direction of Donetsk, a Russian soldier is seen running toward a dugout as a Ukrainian drone approaches overhead. The aircraft closes the distance and follows directly into the shelter entrance, committing to the position. Moments later, another drone redirects and strikes a nearby dugout. Soon after, multiple Ukrainian drones are deployed across the sector. They identify a camouflaged artillery piece concealed along the forest edge, along with nearby equipment and supporting personnel. One by one, the drones align and commit to each position, expanding the engagement beyond the trench line and maintaining sustained aerial control over the surrounding area. The following incident takes place near a forest edge in the Kremina direction. A Ukrainian drone identifies a Russian soldier resting beside the base of a tree, partially concealed by foliage within the tree line. The operator maintains altitude, confirms the coordinates, and then begins a steady descent before committing to the strike. A short distance away, another Russian soldier is seen lying near the edge of a dirt road beside scattered brush. The drone shifts position and accelerates toward him, engaging the exposed area. Not far from that point, a third soldier remains motionless near a shrub, appearing to simulate incapacitation. Optical tracking continues without interruption. As the drone approaches, the soldier rolls slightly and raises a hand toward his face. A Ukrainian drone identifies a Russian dugout concealed beneath a layer of dry branches and natural debris. After confirming the position from above, the operator releases ammunition onto the camouflage shelter. The impact disrupts the cover, and within seconds, movement becomes visible at the entrance. One by one, 5 Russian soldiers climb out in visible haste. They briefly cluster together, then form a loose line and run from the compromised position, attempting to distance themselves from the strike zone. A short distance away, the drone locates a second dugout constructed in the same manner, hidden under branches. Another munition is released. Moments later, a Russian soldier emerges from the underground shelter and sprints away, searching for new concealment as the drone maintains steady aerial tracking. The following compilation presents reported results released by the Alpha Unit of Ukraine's Security Service, summarizing strikes conducted against Russian aviation assets over the past year. According to official statements, operations have targeted 5 airfields and 15 aircraft, with estimated total damage approaching $1 billion. Confirmed losses reportedly include 11 fighter and bomber aircraft, such as Su-30SM, Su-34, Su-27, Su-24, and MiG-31 platforms. 3 helicopters are also listed, including Me-28, Me-26, and Me-8 models, along with 1 An-26 transport aircraft. In addition, ammunition depots and fuel storage facilities were struck. The footage emphasizes strategic targeting of aviation infrastructure and logistics, rather than isolated engagements, illustrating how long-range precision operations can impose significant financial and operational strain on air assets and support networks over time.